Hello there, I'm back to record a bit for my daily journal. I want to talk with you guys uh, what I've been thinking of language learning, what has going on my language learning studies, um, and also, of course, I come here to practice my English. Um, I already said before that I was studying English and French now. I still studying those two languages, although I cannot say that I'm following up an restricted routine. For my French, I'm trying to watch some content, um, trying to follow up the comprehensible input method. There is so many channels that it's out there for teaching French, and I could say then to you like some content, some channels that I'm using to study French. I could make a video just for it, maybe our next daily journal, um, our next journal. I mean, this this name of the series doesn't make sense at all because it's not daily and it's not a journal properly. But I want to get back and record more videos here, but I'm using mostly comprehensive input for French, and I started to use flashcard as well. Well, I did stop it to use flashcards from Enki. I'm using flashcards through the Dual Cards app. It's an app very I would say that it's a simple app, but it's very easy to create flashcards there. So it's quite easy actually. So I just go there and create my flashcards in some seconds. Um, there is an AI voice which helps me to listen to the language more when I'm doing the flashcards and started to practice a bit my pronunciation in French. I'm using mainly for comprehensive input the French comprehensive input channel. It's a channel from a Swiss guy who records videos for YouTube, and it's very useful indeed. And for my English, I'm not following a very specific and very limited or restricted um, routine whatsoever. I'm not doing that. Although I'm trying to read literature in English quite often. I'm trying to practice reading the literature, and I'm now reading the Picture of Dorian Gray. You can see here. I already said that I read the Alice in Wonderland. Let me take here. So here I have some books that I do on in English. First, Alice in Wonderland. I've read it, all the part of it. I've read all the book. I already have read this. It's a great book, you know. I really enjoy it. To read Alice in. It's Alice. I have no idea how to say it. Um, I've read it. I really enjoy it. To see Lewis Carroll construction of characters here, and the way that the story goes. I'm thinking of get back into this book and like note down the words and study them to improve my English a bit, like, and understand more words, maybe try to apply the words to my active vocabulary. But that's the book that I'm reading. No, no, that's not the book that I'm reading. That's the book that I've read. I have the Wuthering Heights that I've also showed to you guys, but I didn't finish it at all. Like in the first chapter, I was trying to read it, but it was very, very hard for me in the time, and I could not understand it, so I just dropped it. I will try to get back to it later, although now I've read in Portuguese, so I know the story of it. In some degree, that's a bad thing because I already know the story of it, so I will not be motivated to keep reading it, because I will know all the plots of this type of thing. But in another degree, I will be I will be familiar with the story itself, so it will become far more easy to read it, and that's a thing that I'm thinking of do later. Also, I'm reading the Picture of Dorian Gray book, as I've said to you guys. That's what I'm reading of literature now. I also do read sometimes in Portuguese, some books that I have here, but for English, that's the book. That's the guy who I'm reading. Make some commentaries here. The book's very well written. I really enjoy it. The way it's written, it's a very sophisticated English. It's British English. I really enjoy Oscar Wilde way of write. The characters are very realistically, in my opinion. I mean, in some degree, they are realistic. In another degree, I think that they may be a bit superficial because they aren't that, how can I say, the conversation and dialogues between them are not very normal. It is not a thing that you would expect uh, two normal persons dialoguing with. I don't know if that's because I'm already far on time from this book, if it is because I'm not used that much to the English culture or other thing like that. But it's not a big deal at all. I just feel that sometimes the conversations and the dialogues here are artificial in some degree. The language itself is not artificial. They use adjectives, they use nouns, verbs very normally. But the way that the characters express themselves seems quite artificial for me, not gonna lie. That's what seems to me. I'm not saying that's the case at all, but that's what I feel when I read it. In some degree, the characters are not normal. And seriously, what type of characters are there? They are awful. Like, personally, I hate them. The most part of the characters that is within this book, I hate them. They don't know how the word works. They don't know that. There is Lord Henry here. He's a guy who talks a lot about things and has so many theories about life and society, those stuff. in some degree he's right, because it involves a philosophical reflection about the being, but he doesn't get quite right. For me, the philosophy of it, or of him, and those type of stuff is very, very, very strange. It's very awful indeed. I'm sorry to say it this way, but when he started to talk, I just wish that he was a true person who was in front of me so I could punch him in the face. That's what I feel for Lord Henry, because the things that he say, it's just awful, it's just nonsense at all. And he's like, he has um this air of superiority. He thinks that the world itself is mediocre, and he's just the one who is better than they all. He thinks like that. He has a Napoleon complex, if we shall say it. And I really hate how this character think, although that just shows Oscar Wilde's genius, because he's able to create a very realistic character in such a way that um, I can feel that the character exists, and I can hate it or I can love it. If a writer can create a character that evokes feelings into the reader, he's a great writer. That's what I can say. Like, if you truly hate what someone thinks, as I do with Lord Henry, in by Lord Henry doesn't exist. Like, that shows how Oscar Wilde was a very good writer. For me, that's it. I do apologize for all my mistakes, all the things that I'm getting wrong in my commentaries, but that's my analysis of The Picture of Dorian Gray. It's a great book, although it's not the best book that I've heard that I have ever read. Uh, I do not like the way that Lord Henry sees the world, but that's it. And I've bought the other book, right? I have these books here, and I also do have other books too. For example, there, here, you can say that there is these books here. In one of these books is Hamlet, that Hamlet edition that I showed to you guys. But I've also bought is still in the plastic, is in the plastic yet. Um, the strange case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. I've bought it. I'm gonna read it later. And that's it, basically. I do not know nothing about, I do not know anything about it. I wanted to know it, and I will read it just after I finish Oscar Wilde, The Picture of Dorian Gray. And that's my literature review. I've read some books. Now I'm in the Picture of Dorian Gray as my main book for learn English. I'm not using any dictionary. I'm not writing down words, anything like that. I'm just reading it, trying to understand the story of it, and just paying attention to some good words, and the way that the writer builds up the story, right? I am also studying mathematics through English. I started to properly study math through English, and I'm using this book here. It is called Principles and Techniques in Combinatorics. It's also called by Shin, and here in Brazil we know this book by Shin, who who is the writer of this book here. It's a mathematics book, obviously, about combinatorics, and it is a very, very great book in my opinion. I'm learning a lot of interesting things. It's a very hard book, in very aspects. It's quite hard actually, and I'm trying to read it for improve my firstly to improve my math. That's my goal. My main goal is to improve my combinatorics knowledge, if I will, and my English is all the thing that I'm improving reading this. I really need to think more about language. I'm not studying it, structured it. I'm not studying it properly. My speaking is worse than ever. Not worse than ever. I'm just kidding. But my speaking is not that great. I feel bad sometimes because of my speaking skills. I feel bad for it. I do still committing a lot of mistakes, and I do still not expressing myself as I want to. I do know that my English is in a level that it's good in many perspectives. I can understand pretty much everything that I read, and that's not too unique, or too specific, but I can understand it. The most part of what I consume in English, I can express myself still. I can talk. I can say what I think about the themes and the topics, but still, I think that my language is not improving that much. I think that my English still is in that barrier that I need to fight it with. So I need to start to structure my English learning properly, because otherwise I will not become C2 or whatever. I will not improve properly. I think that I should be doing is that I should be recording here daily for my daily journal series. The name of it is quite important. Like it basically says my motivation. I need to study English daily, so I did create my daily journal. I do still like in learning language. It is still a thing that I enjoy to do. I need to improve it though. I need to improve my English. I need to become better. All those type of stuff. I will keep searching, and try to structure a sustainable system to study English. I want to find ways to perform and to talk. Those things. I still need to think about this, and to improve my English at all. Another thing that I want to talk here is about some stuff that I've been thinking for the channel. I'm not paying attention that much to my channel. I there is some videos that I publish here and there. I start to publish my violin studies here. Probably you guys saw it. So basically, my content now is down in two main categories, which is language and violin. But also I have all the other things that doesn't fit. Then all there are some videos here in which I talk about not language learning, and yet I talk about philosophy or mathematics or theology or those type of stuff, literature. I want to start to doing videos more well constructed, but I don't want to lose the place to keep here and talk about things that I want to talk. So this place, my daily journal series, is like a way that I can express what I think of some themes or some topics, and I can publish here on the internet, and maybe someone who shares the same thoughts that as I do in that specific content, that specific topic, can come here and say, "Oh, I do agree with you," or instead of it, if someone's come here and say, "Oh, I do not agree with you actually," and we can have a great conversation, that would be nice too. What I mean is that I want to record more proper videos, like there is, of course, there is obviously some characteristics in my videos that doesn't fit what is expected to be a video on YouTube. Normally the videos on YouTube are those videos with great thumbnails, with a very expensive and yet very well constructed, very well planned edition. There is scripts, all that type of stuff. But I want to be able to improve my English and my language after all, while I'm talking about things that I like and while I'm sharing my opinions on things that I enjoy. So that's what I've been thinking about. How should I approach my channel? How should I use my language learning process as well my other aspects of my life to make this channel better, and yet to study more, to do all the type of stuff that I must do. And that is what I've been thinking about. If I have an idea in mind, or maybe I will try to keep recording videos for here for my daily journal. I do not ensure nothing, like anything actually. I do not ensure anything at all. Maybe I will do it, maybe I will not do it, but I will keep trying to learn language, keep trying to grind every day, my French, my English, all those type of stuff. And that's it. See you all in the next video, and bye.